Hello! I changed my shirt because I got icing when I was icing Claire's cake, the other one. So we're going to begin again. Now we're going to prepare our ingredients because the dough is almost finished rising but not quite. We are going to do a simple Alfredo, chicken Alfredo pizza, a veggie pizza, and then a cheese pizza. So we're going to start with chopping our ingredients here. There's no way I'm going to fit this entire pepper onto just one pizza, so I'm just going to chop off a little bit here and put the rest in this. Okay, pretend to put the rest in this container. I'll put the rest in that later. You want to take this white part out of the middle because that's useless and tasteless. And then you can, if you want, you can cube it. My dog's really excited about Kevin being here. And in this case, I'm just going to cut it in these long kind of string wedges like so, because those go really well on pizza. On the Alfredo pizza and the cheese pizza, we're going to put some garlic. So in order to do that, you can do garlic a couple of different ways. One way to bust them open is to do this. There we go. So now you've got a couple of pieces of garlic you can play with. And once again, to get this outer shell off. Okay, and now you can just kind of peel off the outer shell and you have the inside of the garlic. And do a couple more of these the same way. It just comes right out of there. You just have to kind of mash it with the butcher knife. However, what kind of knife is that, Tim? Is that a butcher knife?
Yeah, classic butcher.
That's what I figured. Just checking. And do two more.
Or carving knife, I suppose they call it.
Carving knife? Yeah, I think you're right. Because the butcher knife is longer, isn't it?
Bigger and scarier, I think.
Okay. That covers it pretty well. And come on out. There we go. You know, I'm growing garlic in my garden right now because it's the easiest thing in the world to grow. And it's growing very well, surprisingly. Okay. So once you have these all nice and out of their little casings, you just basically want to choppy the heck out of it. This isn't get it as small as mincing, but it'll make it more of a pizza topping. And the motion is a rocking one. Basically holding it so it doesn't fly up on one end. And just rocking back and forth like so. Okay. So now you've got two ingredients taken care of. You can move them to the area of the cutting board you're not using. You can move the junk off to the side. And let the garlic off for later. Okay. Now I'm going to slice. You want a Roma tomato? I mean, this is actually a plum tomato, but they're similar in nature, and they've got kind of a bit of a sweet flavor, which makes them really good for garlic on there for a pizza topping. And sliced tomatoes is actually one of my absolute all-time favorite pizza toppings. I prefer them to pepperonis, and I think so does my digestive tract. You're welcome for that. And then these are on sale pre-sliced, so you don't get to see me slice the mushrooms. They are sliced. It's amazing. I know, it's depressing. Okay, then the last part, what I like to do is just buy a rotisserie chicken at the beginning of the week. We have it one night, and whatever is left over, that's what I use on top of my pizza. So this is what we have left over right now. And you just kind of pull the meat off of it, pull it into chunks, like so. And these are going to go on top of your pizza, and they're going to be delicious.
So you're just trying to make those bite-sized?
Yeah, pretty much. You're thinking that you're shooting for roughly the same size, but not circumference as a pepperoni or something like that. And this is good if you've got leftover chicken and it's like just little chunks of chicken, but not anything you could make into a whole second meal. And okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about sauces. You can do a couple of things. We're going to use both an Alfredo sauce and a red sauce. What I like to do for my red sauce, and at some point I'm going to do one of these on my red sauce, but if I've got a little bit left over that I want to use to make a pizza with, what you can do to change marinara from a marinara into a pizza sauce is you add a little bit of black pepper, you add a little bit of garlic salt, and a big dose of oregano. By big dose I mean like a tablespoon, because the pizza base is oregano. Marinara base on pasta is basil, and you want to counteract that basil with an oregano flavor. If you want to do it quick and dirty and you don't want to mess with making a whole sauce, you can get a jarred spaghetti sauce and just add a little bit of oregano and garlic, salt, and pepper. You can also buy a pizza sauce, but even then I suggest boosting up the flavors that you like in particular by adding some of your own seasonings. Okay, so we have enough chicken to really top a pizza now. I'm going to get some of this extraneous junk out of the way. And we're going to pull our crust out of the oven, because eventually the oven after an hour did cool down enough to where I could turn the light and be done. Okay, so now you'll see these have gotten bigger and more awesome. We're going to move them. Actually, can we go in the other room, Tim? Is it going to be too bright? All right.
Let's do it.
Let's go in the other room. I have already oiled these pizza plates. None of them are the right size for a medium pizza, but it's what I've got. And the only drawback to having a pizza plate that's too big is that the sides are going to draw in just a little bit. So your pizza may not stay 100% as big as if you had a pizza that exactly fit the right size. So we're going to take these, and you punch it down right quick, and get it flat. Now what are they doing when they're tossing pizza? What they're doing is they're stretching it, and they're stretching it on it's basically, so it's a centrifugal stretching. So it'll go from the center and perfectly around, so you don't have it stretched way out on one side and not at all on the other.
Science!
Science! So you're pulling the edges around, and this is to get it to a shape where you can toss it. Because once it's in a shape where you can toss it, what you do is you put it on your knuckles. Knuckle, knuckle. Are we too bright, Tim? Can we live with it? You want to move over here?
Yeah, you want a higher ceiling anyway.
Yeah. Look at me. I'm tossing pizza in the foyer. Okay. So now you are basically taking one wrist and just making a circle in a motion like wee, and then wee, and oh yeah.
We'll edit that one out, I think.
Yeah. So, let's do it with one of the other ones. We'll have 2 pizzas for dinner tonight. Okay, so again, we're pinching and stretching, pinching and stretching. I don't know, I'm going to leave that in. Okay, and once we have it in a nice round shape, like so, we're going to toss it. And we're not going to drop it on the floor. Let's try it again. Oh! This isn't even going as well as the first one. You know, when I was working in a pizzeria and Bruce used to come and watch me toss, that was when I would screw up. And I have a feeling that's the same thing we're working with right now.
I'm not watching you at all.
You're not? Okay. You're going in blind. Yeah, because it's not stretching properly. Okay, remember what I was doing with the first one before I dropped it? That's what you're